Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, one and all. And how are you guys tonight? It's a honestly, there's really not much to say tonight because I don't know. I feel like people. Oh, let me just fix that for. Let me just fix that for a moment. It has not done that in a while. Sorry, the program just it crashed. Well, no worries. I'll get it back and I'll get it up and running. Oh, wait, sorry. I just got distracted for a moment. Right, well, where am I? Sorry, I got lost. Here we go. Right, and mm, the pre-show really isn't anything. I just like to talk about other stuff. What would be like a good topic? I've never really. You know what I should do? Mm, what is something that we could do while we wait? There's really not much. Let's talk about like what I've been up to lately. Nothing. Nah, I've just been a little bit busy. Uh Plans for the future is, or at least, yeah, and it is like the plan for what I'm going to do is just I need to start editing the streams and releasing them one by one. When I say like one by one, like each work that I've read or each game that I've read, I should release it as its own individual piece of content rather than, yeah, I should do that. I should do that. Yep. When will that come out? Probably tomorrow. Well, no, not all of it. I'll start releasing it like maybe one at a time. No, not one at a time. Yeah, no. I'll start releasing them as soon as I can edit them. Oh, some of them were wild. We're in for another, I think. Maybe I think we're going to be in for another 4 hour stream tonight. It's not bad to be fair. Like a 4 hour, no, yeah, no, it actually destroys me. Right, sorry, I just yawned for a moment, and yeah, I'm a bit sleepy tonight. Didn't get a lot of, yeah, didn't get enough sleep last night. But hopefully that won't. Nothing a few, nothing a few drinks. Nothing a few drinks uh won't fix. Yeah. I'm kind of out of it, really. Well, good thing the thing that we're going to say it's already written for us. I should do more variety content though. Uh-huh. Like once in a while. I should do more. What I should do is uh I should, yeah, like I said, I should interview game devs. Like what would be a interesting question? Things like inspiration, where did the story come from? I guess that would be like the best ones, right? I should start listing down questions that I do want to, like what's like their main influences and mm, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of things. If you guys haven't read yet, the games that we'll be reading tonight will be in the description, which will be Small Town Big Secrets by Leaflet Games, uh, Curse Cursing Genes by Zupu, and Panacea Rebirth by Fable Novels. Fable Novels. Honestly, my pronunciation is insanely bad. I've but that could be remedied later. Yes. Hmm. Oh, I should do like the Twitter thing, right? Maybe. I should do. What I should do is post on Twitter questions for blank. For example, if I could line up like a conversation with them. So it's gonna be long form, probably about ooh, less than 30 minutes of conversation. Of course, edited. Yes, it. Uh huh. Ooh, that's going to be very interesting. But then again, yeah, okay. So we have to ask about like what kind of questions do we do we ask them, or do yeah? I guess it is a we now, the royal we. It is a we now. I would do that though. I would do that if they're not that shy about it, or if they're not shy to get their voice out there. Then yeah. Ooh, that would be an that would be an. I don't know if it'll be good content, but it is a piece of content that does interest me. That's the thing about Gene is that I do content that interests me. Not really. I tried to do the uh I tried to do the I want to be popular type of content, but it's no, I don't think I've ever done that honestly. But it never seems to pan out for me. Uh, hmm. What else do we talk? Right. So, oh, it's going to be a busy, busy, busy season. Not really season, but it's going to be busy for me. I think I should stop. I should stop slacking around. Like once I think about these types of stuff, now hmm. I need to start somewhere though. I need to start somewhere, and yeah, yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, so while I'm editing, I should think about questions I should ask. I should ask for game developers, especially kind of like a creator highlight though, right? Ooh, that would be like a good name, creator highlight. Ah, mm, 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 mm. No, I'm just thinking about. Sorry. Sometimes I just it's hard sometimes. I just think about like what should I do or what questions would be appropriate to actually ask game devs. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'll get to that someday. I'll get to that someday. But yeah, no problems right now. And I should start getting ready, honestly. So give me a moment, guys, while I while I get ready to read our first work. I'll be right back. Good evening, Viking Sun. Let's just I let me just get ready for the readings. So give me a moment. Oh no. No, I'm just I'm just getting ready. I'm just getting ready to read our first work. So yeah, that's why the screen is black. But you know, nothing happened. Don't worry. Small Town, Big Secrets by Leaflet Games. The inspector's attention wavered. She zeroed in on the comforting clang of the grandfather clock. None of her old friend's words reached her ears. The policewoman kept talking, not noticing the audience's attention was elsewhere. Only when the policewoman paused for a moment did the inspector focus back on her. It's not that we can't solve this case. She ran a hand through her close-cropped hair. It's just that we're understaffed, and with Halloween coming up, we need all the help we can get. She shifted uncomfortably in a chair on the other side of a large desk. Of course, I'm happy to take this case off your plate. The investigator answered calmly, unperturbed. Oh, good, good. The policewoman got up hastily to leave. If you need me, I'll be down at the Lorenette farm. I'll be helping with security at the corn maze. Before she stepped through the office door, she paused, turning around. Just one more thing. She looked at the woman at the desk for a moment as if waiting for a response. When none came, she cleared her throat, then glanced to the side and continued. The chief wants to send a trainee with you. She just came in from the city. The policewoman frowned as if she said something embarrassing. Coolly raising her eyebrows, the investigator stared at her. I work alone. Yes, well, the chief, she said it was non-negotiable. The woman behind the desk sighed. The policewoman took it as an agreement and dashed out the door. The trainee will be here tomorrow morning. She ran off. A trainee. I should have turned this case down. But I need this job. She looked at the stack of unpaid bills in her desk drawer. The investigator picked up the manila folder and the policewoman left with her. She slid her fingers along the familiar rough paper and opened it up, readying herself for a long night of reading case files. Huh? She read aloud the page full of scribbled notes. Corn maze, escape route, forest. Jack-o'-lanterns with artificial light this year. Important. Look out for weirdos. This must be notes for the Halloween preparations. She must have mixed up the files. How can they be so incompetent? The investigator felt like she asked herself this almost every day. If I wasn't here, this town would descend into chaos. I better get this to her right away. She got out of her truck, stretching out her arms above her head and stomping her feet to get some feeling back into them after an hour-long drive. The policewoman sat in the folding chair next to the corn maze, knitting and looking despondent until she heard the investigator approach. Investigator Rowan, you came! She got up, tangling her feet in the yarn and almost knocking the chair over in the process of freeing herself. Here are the case files. They swapped the identical folders. Sorry you had to drive all the way out here. The PI looked around at the festive atmosphere. Children searching for the perfect pumpkin in the pumpkin patch. The farm workers hanging last-minute decorations on the trees and buildings. Nice out here, isn't it? It's hard not to think of last year's tragedy. The policewoman's shoulders sagged a little. Yeah, well, I still think there was foul play at work, even though we never clearly caught anyone. At least those kids weren't trapped in a maze too long. And it was only a broken leg, not something worse. They were both silent for a moment, reflecting on other unspoken incidents. This year, I'm here to protect everyone. The investigator rolled her eyes. That's something, I suppose. I better get back to it. Thanks for bringing my notes. Good luck with the case. The policewoman grabbed a big knot of yarn on the ground, raising her eyebrow quizzically. Now, what to do about this little problem? The inspector woke at her desk where she had fallen asleep reading the case files. An unfamiliar girl sat across the desk from her. She fixed her tie and straightened her hair as much as possible. And you are? The girl's eyes lit up. Your new partner. But I don't have a... It took a moment for the previous day's events to come flooding back. The trainee. Sure, I don't have my badge yet, but I'm a good partner to have. Have you worked many cases then? Nope, but I'm excited to start. The girl almost bounced out of her seat in excitement. Where do we start? What's the case? Here. She slid the case files over the desk to the girl. Read these. The girl picked up the paper and placed them in her lap without looking at them. Can't you just tell me? She smiled and stared at the investigator. Seriously? Fine. The girl smiled even wider, her big eyes sparkling. There's been a missing person. Please don't interrupt me. Sorry. The girl apologized, but if she was fazed by the rebuke, she didn't show it. As I was saying, there's been a missing person. A young woman, a local, has not been seen for 3 days. His friends and family are worried and the police can't seem to make any headway. That's where we come in. The investigator shot a stern look at the girl. But yes, the police have hired me to solve this case. They're busy preparing for the annual Halloween party, making sure everything will be safe. That's why this falls to us. A party? Can we go to the party? I want to dress up. What are you going to be? The girl paused expectantly, and the investigator frowned back at her. We are not going to the party. You are here to work this case with me, so that is what we're going to do. The girl pouted. Now, read these case files. We'll go to the missing person's last known location after lunch. I may or may not desperately need a nap. Sleep well. The investigator groaned and slouched out of the office. Okay, are you ready to go to the forest? The investigator looked perkier than the day before, sipping a cup of coffee. The forest? The investigator tensed, almost spilling her coffee. You didn't read the case files, did you? I was supposed to do that? How did you even get into the police training program? Whatever. Let's just go. The investigator walked confidently into the forest, with their sidekick lagging a little behind. According to the reports, this was her last known location. Why was she in the forest? If you had read the reports, you'd know that she was an avid bird watcher. Apparently, she came out of here often at strange hours to look for rare birds. What a cool hobby, I guess, but it's not smart to wander about alone. You never do anything alone? Huh? No, that's not what I... Stop distracting me. The investigator began searching the area. We have to look for clues. The girl mimicked the investigator, searching on the tree trunks, understones, in piles of leaves. What's this over here? The investigator came running. What is it? There are bugs under the stone. So? Do you think it's a clue? Not at all. Oh, okay. I'll keep looking. The investigator sighed as the girl replaced the stone. Wait a minute. Huh? Something shiny poked through the dead leaves. It's a quarter. Why would that be here? The girl put her face up close to the investigators. It could be a clue. Blushing a little at her closeness, the investigator puts the coin into the plastic bag and stood up uncomfortably. Never mind. This would go much faster if I was alone and could concentrate. Standing up slowly, the girl stood next to the investigator again. What did you say? Let's look over here together. Walking at a steady, determined pace, the two of them combed almost every inch of the forest. I don't see any more clues. Unless you want to reconsider about the bugs. What about spiders? This one is very cute. She pointed to a spider spinning its web. Rowan leaned in. It's not a clue, but it sure is fascinating. So, is this what it takes to get you out of work mode? The inspector stood up, making a face. I am in work mode because we are at work. So, will you go to the Halloween party with me? After work? You want to go with me? It doesn't matter. There isn't a missing person to be found. I won't rest until this case is solved. Turning on her heels, the investigator stomped back into the trees. The two continued to search the forest for an hour and a half more. I'm tired. Let's sit. A rotten log sagged under them as they sat down heavily. I'm at my wit's end. All I found were bugs, which are not clues. Yes, I know that now. I have to think. She bowed her head and rubbed her fingertips on her temples. The girl looked up at the sky, picking at the wood of the log with a nail. A big chunk of bark came off the log with a loud crack. What was that? I don't know. I was just pulling this apart here. The two got up and looked down at the log in surprise. Where the bark had been was a large black area. It sucked all the light from around it. It was as if they could almost see inside before it was just blackness again. What is it? I've never seen anything like it. It looks like a door. The investigator reached out her hand to touch the darkness. It feels cool, like a mountain stream, yet dry. How strange. I want to try. Before she could stop her, the girl held out her hand as well. There was a whoosh as they were both drawn into the void. When they came to, they stood in a cave with an otherworldly air. Liquid dripped off the stone ceiling into a hidden pool. The air was surprisingly hot, like late afternoon in the summer. Already doggedly looking for clues, the investigator combed the walls of the cavern while the girl walked in circles, wide-eyed with wonder. Do you think this is where the woman went missing? I never conclude anything until I have evidence. But you think she might be here, right? The girl got no response as the investigator had paused to the next large stone. What's that? Why would there be a woolen scarf in this cave? Picking up the item, the investigator looked it over. It was most likely a chilly night. This could belong to the young woman. With a roar, something came lumbering out from behind the big rock. That's mine. What's this? She held up the scarf. Where did you get it from? I made it. Oh, yeah? Where did you get the wool? Here. Aha, you're lying. I know this wool anywhere. It is wool from the Icelandic sheep. The only place around here that you can get it is at the Lerene farm. And I'm pretty sure that Jane and Lydia wouldn't have given it to someone like you. Oh, do you know how to knit? Of course I knit. Don't you? I wish I did. I was thinking to go to the Lerene farm to get some of their famous hot apple cider. It's so tasty. Maybe we could go together. Gah! Give me the scarf. I found it. And what do you mean they wouldn't give it to someone like me? You are just like the others. With a wail, the monster ran off down the corridor. Well, I'm going to keep this. The scarf went into the investigator's bag. Let's see what else we find. The two continued deeper into the cavern. A few more steps and the cavern opened up. They came across what looked like a house made of stone. Look, something is written on the wall. It was written with this pencil and it looks very recent. It is no language I've ever seen though. Do you think that the missing person wrote it? What should we do? Let's ask inside the house. The investigator knocked on the door of the stone cottage. Yes? From the other side of the door, a monster stepped out. She wore a beautiful dress and moved with a nimble grace. Excuse me, but I was wondering if you could decipher this text written on your wall. Text? On my wall? Who did that? I'll read it to you, but then I'm scrubbing it off. Must have been those kids. The monster came out of the house and walked over to the side. Yup, that's text all right. Hang on, I can't read it so close. She walked all the way to the other side of the cave. This should be far enough. Let's see. It says, I smiled. For what had I to fear? What what does that mean? Heck if I know. I'm going to wash it off. Darn kids and their pranks. Who would write this and why? What does it have to do with the missing person? The monster bared its teeth, and the investigator and her partner took the hint. They ran further down the dark corridor. They heard a sound, like a rock falling onto another rock. The partner ran faster, pulling ahead. There's nothing here. The investigator ran up, panting to catch her breath. You're so quick. Suddenly, she felt a sharp pain stabbing through her leg. Ah! What is it? The sidekick came running towards the investigator. Holding it up, the two of them looked at the PI's leg. A vice-like trap had snapped upon it, similar to those used for hunting animals. Little trickles of blood ran down the investigator's leg, pooling in her shoe and soaking into her sock. It's a trap. You're bleeding. I'm fine. She winced. Let me help you. Straining, the girl pulled at the metal jaws to no avail. Wait. Get out of my way. As the trainee took a few steps back, the investigator reached to her belt and took out a long knife. You had that all along? I always have it with me. But I was taught never to use weapons. I have it for things like this. She wedged the heavy blade between the teeth of the metal trap. The hinges creaked and groaned until she twisted the knife away from herself, quickly breaking the metal springs and snapping the trap open. It flung to the far wall of the cave, bouncing off stone. Nice! I guess things like that can be useful, though they scare me a little. Thanks. She let out the hint of a smile. Ugh. Still hurts though. The smile turned into a grimace of pain. Here, let me help. Let me help you. Let's sit here. She put her arms around her shoulders and helped her limp over to a seat to sit on a flat rock. Is this how your cases go? Honestly, no. I usually solve them within the first 15 minutes. Haven't had this much excitement in a while. Well, I've never had this much excitement, ever. You're not the one with holes in your leg. They both laughed. Here. She ripped off some fabric from her skirt, using it to bind the PI's wounds. I just wish we knew where this girl was. Are you worried about her? Of course I am. Even though you don't know her? Yes, that has nothing to do with it. If someone is missing, I want to find them and bring them home. It's as simple as that. Not everyone would feel that way. The girl looked down wistfully. Well, most people are selfish. But not everyone. The girl looked up at the PI. I admire you for that. Embarrassed by the compliment, the investigator tried to push herself onto her feet, letting out a moan of pain. We should rest for a moment. I don't want to stop searching. You can take a break once in a while. Exasperated, Rowan sat back against the cave wall. I'm used to doing things my way. I work diligently and it pays off. If I push myself, then I'm less likely to make mistakes. She sighed, as if not believing what she'd actually said it out loud. This town has been through a lot. People have gotten hurt and I don't want to feel responsible. Why would you feel responsible? She placed a caring hand on her arm. Things were different when I worked with the police. We took breaks, we joked around, and we prioritized cases. When I realized that there were problems in this town that weren't that When I realized that there were problems in this town that we just didn't deal with, I couldn't handle it. I left to start my own business, and I've been doing my best ever since and to solve each and every case that crosses my desk. That's commendable. But what about you? I'm sitting here on All Hallows Eve with a hurt leg, and you're with me. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Surprised, the investigator looked over at the girl. I feel the same way. Her partner snuggled closer, wrapping her arms around the investigator. The girl smiled softly and reached to touch her face. It is okay to let yourself go. Somehow, she knew what she meant, and their lips met in a kiss. They lingered, embracing. The kiss deepened until the girl's knee jabbed into the investigator's bandage. Ouch! Oops, sorry. They both giggled, still flushed. The partner reached out her hand. Let's get out of here. The investigator nodded. I don't think we'll find anything else down here. The two left the way they had come, crossing the dark threshold once again and entering into the forest. Something is different. The forest was covered in lights. Orbs hung from the trees and jack-o'-lanterns adorned the path. It is Halloween! The investigator paused, leaning against their sidekick. So it is. We must have been gone longer than we thought. People of all ages walked to and fro, dressed in many different styles of colorful costumes. They talked animatedly. Bags or baskets of candy hanging from their hands. We need to block this entrance again. We don't want any of these people finding it by accident. The PI caught her breath as their partner tried to replace the large piece of bark over the swirling dark entrance. With the door concealed once again, they reached for each other, holding hands, watching the people in costumes walking to and fro. Are you feeling okay? Yes, it doesn't hurt as much now. I can wash it and dress it properly when we get out of here. I'm really good at first aid. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I haven't done much. Well, She blushed, unable to finish her sentence. Sitting beside her, smiling, her partner gently stroked her arm. I know. It surprised me too. They smiled at each other. Maybe we should celebrate Halloween together. We could carve a... Wait. The investigator paused, thinking. Did you come up with something? Possibly. First of all, we have the scarf. What about it? The farm. You said you wanted to go taste their hot apple cider. The thing is, the farm and pumpkin patch is only open to the public during Halloween. How did you know how tasty the apple cider is if you just got in from the city? I must have gotten confused. I think I heard it from someone. Then, we have the writing on the wall. What could that mean? The monster had to read the quote from far away. The quote was from Poe, but what stood out to me was the way the monster could not read the text until they looked at it from far away. The girl shifted uncomfortably. Maybe all the monsters all have poor eyesight. This is a clue that might help us break this case. That brings us to the trap. What does the trap have anything to do with anything? The trap was sprung when I ran over a pressure plate. A simple yet effective design. You, however, ran right over it and the trap did not spring. I guess so, but I still don't see what these things have to do with anything. I propose that you knew that the scarf and the apple cider, so you must be a local. You're also farsighted, hence why you didn't read the case files and you didn't spring the trap. Because you were a monster yourself. What? How dare you accuse me of that? The girl started to cry, as she did, she transformed into a monster. I admit, it was hard for me to maintain that form. I have been so eager to show you my true self. Did you lead me down there on purpose? Yes. The girl admitted the truth, blinking through her tears. I wanted you to see who we were, who we are, how we live. We're not evil. But what about the missing girl? Oh, that was me all along. I'm from this town, even though I've never felt like a part of it. The monsters are my family now. They know how it is to be shunned, to feel trapped by others' expectations of you. What about your friends and family? I read what was said in the case files. They miss you. No, I made them up. Some of the other monsters helped me. But why? Why did you do this? Why did you take me down there? Let me show you. She took the investigator by the hand, and they descended into the monster world once more. I first visited this place 3 months ago. I was running away and stumbled upon the entrance. Running away from what? I don't want to talk about it. They walked down the empty cavern hand in hand. Can you tell me what happened when you went down here? For some reason, I wasn't scared. I was curious and eager to get away from everything I had ever known. The beings down here, they were nice to me. I started coming here regularly and I learned that they also ran away. Even on Halloween, the one night of the year that they could walk among people safely, they were targeted. They had lived apart for so long, they had no longer knew how to fit in. They stood out, even when their appearance blended in with the Halloween costumes. Every little act of violence was blamed on them. So, they gave up going to the surface. And I had given up long ago. Don't you see? They had approached an opening in the cavern, a town-like hustle and bustle, with smiling happy monsters walking to and fro. We have made something better here. So, you just up and left everything you knew. Yes. What about your appearance? If you are human, why do you look like this? It is one of the side effects of the cavern, I suppose. I'm not sure if the other monsters down here were also humans once. Perhaps they were always here, living alongside the humans. Regardless, I don't mind this form. I was not so attached to my old one. You'll come to like it too. The investigator realized that she was still holding the girl's hand and dropped it. What? You can't be serious. Of course I am. I've been watching you. I know the darkness you've witnessed, the terrible side of humanity. Don't you want to escape from all of it? Don't you want to escape from all of it? Isn't it worth to build something better? The investigator paused, considering. No, I can't stay here. I'm sorry. I sympathize with your plight, I really do. And you are right. I've seen lots of darkness, a lot of evil. But this is not the answer. I've found a lot of joy as well and goodness. The good exists alongside the bad. I don't think they can be disentangled. What? You'd really choose to live with all that misery? I don't want it, but it is life. I'm choosing to embrace every part of it. You're making a mistake. An angry fire rose in her eyes. Why don't you come with me? We can work to make the world a better place by living in it together. Do you really mean that? Yes, of course I do. Even if I look like this? Even if you don't know about my past? Even though I deceived you? Yes. The investigator took her hand again. I believe in you. And I believe in us. I don't know. I mean, okay, come with me. Pulling the girl by the hand, the investigator brought her out of the cavern. As soon as they were out, she pulled the monster girl into her arms. They held each other for a moment, then they walked out of the forest. Everything will be okay. They walked through the now empty streets hand in hand. I don't know why, but I feel safe with you. I feel safe with you too. The end. Wow. I I feel really bad because I did not read well. There were I just there was a lot of there was just a lot of mistakes that I've made while reading. So I hated it. No, I hate myself. I made too many reading mistakes. Yeah, I need to wake up. I need to wake up soon because yeah, I can't keep making mistakes while reading some of the works. But it was I didn't I didn't see the turn coming really. Like when they went into the cavern, I didn't think it would I I didn't see it coming that it would go to monsters. I thought it was just going to be a like a like a like a noir type of deal. But no, it was very interesting actually. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the all of the characters were also women, which is I struggle with. No, I don't struggle with women, but reading as a woman is it's very hard for me to do. Tonight's heroine stand-up paintings are all great. Oh, interesting, interesting. I would say, hmm, yeah, I guess so. Like the character sprites. It's fine. I mean, we're not here to judge people. We're just here to judge the stories. Well, I guess maybe you guys are here to judge the works, but I'm not here. I'm an objective. I'm a very objective. Uh, I'm very objective when it comes to things like these. But anyway, hmm. So let me just take a while, regain my thoughts. Our next game would be Cursing Genes. Ooh. Uh, yeah, I feel like the works for today are a little motherfucker. I don't know if you can hear it, but my neighbor's dog is so goddamn loud. It won't stop barking. I hate it so much. Like it just messes with my concentration and everything. I Anyway. Mm. So our next work would be, yeah, the works for tonight is kind of short. Like the reading took about maybe 40 minutes. I mean, yeah. Anyway, uh can you guys give me a moment? Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to work out if I could block out the noise from from the outside because it's getting loud. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, uh let me just let me just prep the next work and then we could continue. So let me or give me a moment to set up. Cursing Genes by Zupu. Let me tell you a tale. I guess you could even call it a fairy tale. Not because of the guarantee fairy tale ending. No, I call it a fairy tale because of the story is about a fairy. Well, a half fairy. It mentions a whole fairy. Anyway, what I call it doesn't really matter. After all, it's not about me, but about a girl and her choices. Now, where to start? I'm guessing going straight to the night would be a bit confusing. Yes, you won't get the whole picture without knowing certain things about her origins. Maybe a brief introduction of her parents. Yes, that should do it. Now listen carefully so that we can quickly move to the real story. Ahem. Once upon a time, there was a human woman who worked as a gardener. She loved her job, which over time resulted in her being rather good at it. The garden she was responsible for was full of many beautiful flowers, all raised with care and gladly blooming for their caretaker. One day, an overly curious fairy found his way to the gorgeous garden. As a fairy, he's connected more to nature than humans, and therefore was instantly able to feel how happy the flowers around him were. Fueled by the amazement towards her work and dedication, he decided to introduce himself to her. At first, she was a bit wary towards him. This new acquaintance, as fairies were rumored to be tricksters by nature. But it only took a few visits from the purple-winged fellow for her to regard him more neutrally. Soon, they both realized this relationship was morphing quickly from almost strangers to close friends. They both enjoyed each other's company and would easily spend the whole day sharing their thoughts on, well, mostly they talked about flowers, the best fertilizers for different occasions, different options for luring, pollinating bugs to gardens, you know, gardening things. But for long, as an almost inevitable consequence brought by the numerous hours spent together, they fell in love. Initially, neither of them were sure how to inform each other about these fond feelings. After all, they couldn't be certain if each other would feel the same way, or if they would consider entering a committed relationship with a person from, well, from a different species. Not that it wasn't uncommon, especially among fairies. Humans, on the other hand, tended to favor their kind in most cases. Following several, occasionally awkward months, she finally found the courage to say what was in her heart. Needless to say, this occurrence led them to become an adorable couple. As the seasons changed around them, their love stayed and flourished. Some things led to another, And not too long after they were looking for a house, a home for two of them together, and for their soon to be born child. Luckily, they happened to find a cute little house in the middle of the forest. There they have lived a cent there they have lived and currently live, still loving each other and their beautiful daughter. Hmm, I think that's enough about the past, for now at least. Let's move on to the night that will have far reaching consequences for our darling half fairy's life. So, choose carefully as you will be witnessing this story as her. Be ready to become Gloria, guide her through the night, and stay safe, I guess. Mm, what? Suddenly, you were wide awake and keenly listening to the voices coming from outside. Do the voices come from the back garden? Yes, definitely from the garden. You quietly leave your comfortable bed in order to peek outside from the window next to the back door. As you can't hear the growling anymore, you bravely start to scan the garden for anything out of the ordinary. Everything seems normal, except it looks like there's something in the dark, something dark on the fence, something that glisters in the moonlight. What was that? Should I wake mom and dad? No, I've been causing too much trouble for them already. But I can't sleep without knowing what's outside. Maybe, maybe I can sleep better if I just check the garden really quickly. Yes, that's what I'll do. It sounds almost like an animal in pain. Was that blood on the fence? Maybe I should definitely go check what's going on. Is this really a good idea? Maybe I should take some spellcasting equipment with me, just to be on the safe side. Take a charm. While convincing yourself it's nothing dangerous, you stand still for a while and listen. The noises have stopped for the moment, so you slowly open the back door and step outside. You look around a bit, but nothing catches your eye, like the glistering on the fence. Carefully, you descend the few stairs and head towards the garden planks that mark the line between the forest and the garden. Definitely blood, still wet. That that came from pretty far away, right? Stay outside. You continue to investigate the bloodstains while keeping your ears open. As your eyes get more accustomed to the dark, you spot a few blood drops in the garden. Blood drops that make a barely visible trail. You keep your eyes on the ground and follow the tiny drops. Is that a tail? A wolf with a bloody face. It doesn't look overly hostile, but you still don't feel like turning your back to it. You stare at each other for a while. Somehow, you get a feeling the wolf would like you to pet it. Not really sure what to do and what's wise to do, you slowly lower your hand in order to pet the wolf. As soon as your hand reaches the top of the wolf's head, something changes. A familiar feeling of power fills you, and the wolf in front of you isn't a wolf anymore. You quickly retract your hand as you realize he must be a young werewolf. A naked werewolf under your garden bench. You stare at each other for a while. Feeling a bit awkward, you fetch a blanket from the clothesline and offer it to him. He silently takes it from you and with some effort manages to stand up. Even though the blanket covers most of them, you can still see some bruises and cuts on him. As well, and well, it seems like not all blood is his. Not all the blood is his. Still, you don't feel that afraid as he only stands calmly in front of you. Stands and stares. Are you okay? That's none of your business. So, you don't need any healing salve or something? No. Are you sure? Your shoulder seems to bleed a lot. After your remark, he grips his shoulder a bit harder while his face contours into a grimace. A simple salve won't do shit. If it did, I would have healed already. Do werewolves really heal that fast? I guessed. I guess at least I do. Somehow, he seemed kind of proud to admit that. Then, why aren't you healing now? Piss off. This is a werewolf bite, okay? So it won't heal? It will heal. Please don't yell. It just takes longer. Why? Why what? Why does it take longer? 'Cause assholes like to find malice in their bites. So, like a cursed wound? More or less. Yes or no? Why does it matter? I like breaking curses. What? Really? Are you really her? Don't yell. Are you the curse eater? Oh, what? I have no idea what that is. No. But you said you break curses. Does he really have to yell so much? You're gonna wake mom and dad, so don't yell. No yelling. Right. Sorry. I just. I thought you break curses and already started, and that's why I can be in a human form. You're not normally in a human form? He weakly shakes his head. Only rarely, at least at night. Considering we did touch earlier. If it's not normal, You what? I might have weakened your not human side. So you can break the curse. Right, the wound. Sure, if I can separate your magic from the biters. Not the wound, idiot. The werewolf curse. Oh, but aren't you a werewolf? Yes. So, who did curse you? What? No one. So, you're just going to curse someone? I want you to break my curse, you fly. Fly? But you are a werewolf. Yes, but I obviously don't want to be one. And have you always been one? Yes. What does that matter? Then you are a werewolf, not a human cursed to be one? So, if I was a cursed or if I was a human cursed to be a werewolf, could you remove the curse? Probably. But you can't break mine. I don't know. How can you not know that while knowing you could if I was originally human? Because I've dealt with humans more. How? This forest is literally full of anything but humans. My mom is one. A human? You nod. But you're fairy. A human fairy halfling. You serious? You look nothing like hybrids I've seen. Sure you're not adopted or something? Am not. Every half fairy I've encountered had nothing more than pointy ears. Well, I don't. You don't what? Believe your mommy isn't your real mommy? Half point, Have pointy ears. Seriously. Like, isn't the ears the thing that will be inherited? So you're like everything else fairy, but not them. No. No, but I spot wings, and you clearly have magic. Isn't that like a fairy without pointy ears? I have more magic. What? Why? I'm good at taking magic. Hmm? Sorry. The only thing I know about fairy magic is that it works with nature, having some kind of symbiosis thingy. So how can you have more? Dad can't use nature's powers more than it lets him. Dad. dad? A fairy. Right, and you can take more power than your dad. Will take if I'm not careful. So, you can break curses by taking away the malicious magic? Sometimes. Awesome. So, why are you acting like it's a bad thing? Isn't it? I don't get how weakening others while getting more powerful could be a bad thing. I'm guessing you don't mind being in a human form. True. But if you didn't like it, you would be mad now. Probably. Right. So, you don't like your power because it can make others mad and sad. But you can still use it, right? Yes. Awesome. But didn't you say you don't know if you can break my curse? Actually, never mind. If you say you can do it, do it. But just do it. I'm sick of this wolf shit. I I don't think that's a good idea. Why not? You can do it. I want it. Well, much of your life force comes. What's your problem? Can you do it or not? I can. Then what are you waiting for? Don't do it. Listen, I won't do it. Humans would probably die from those wounds, and even without them. But the Curse Eater. You are a werewolf, not a wolf and a human. There are no separate parts to be taken away. I take a wolf and there won't be a complete human left. But the curse. You were not cursed. You were just not in control. But I'm almost human now. Aren't I? Can't you just take a little bit more? You shake your head. But I will get to stay like this, right? You shake your head again. Why? You really just gonna... You... Why? You really gonna just return the shittiness and send me away? Seriously, you're a bitch. Actually, I've been draining your wolf part ever since we touched. So, because are near, I'm like this? You nod. Fucking great. A little fairy can control me better than I. I... I don't control, just take it away. So, you... you can't take less? You nod. And you can't take away more, because there won't be enough of me if there's less wolf. Once again, you nod. Good end, fairy wolf. Good job. No one died, and you might have even made a new friend. And by the way, if you have any questions now, is the time to ask them. What or who is the Curse Eater? Right, her. Well, if you weren't aware, the rumor about her goes something like this. Deep in the forest, safe from prying eyes, lives an eater of one's desires. The power of curses won't last there long, as she will pull out what is wrong. Yes, she's well, actually, she's Gloria. Let's just say her powers might have caused some troubles, especially since she was a toddler, which might have led to her being a homeschooled and not really having much interactions outside of her family. She grew a bit and started to somehow understand the potential consequences of her powers. Her parents slowly tried to persuade some of their friends to spend time with her. They felt like she needed to meet and befriend others to better understand this world. Unfortunately, there weren't many volunteers. That is, until they discovered her powers and hardly that is, until they discovered her powers had hardly any effect on humans and massive effects on curses. And since humans closest to them lived near the forest full of beings capable of magic, it meant that more often than not, someone in the village was cursed. Slowly but surely, people of the nearby village started to trust Gloria to break the nastiest curses that had befallen upon them. But even then, humans regarded her more as a convenient way to be free of curses than a potential friend. So, as to no one so, as no one really knew her that well, she and her talents became a sort of legend among the forest folk. Someone was breaking their beautifully crafted curses, and all they knew about her was that she lived inside their forest. Strangely enough, these two different views morphed into one rumor, the first verses coming from the forest folk. Deep in the forest, safe from prying eyes, lives an eater of one's desires, and the later ones from humans. The power of curses won't last long. The power of curses won't last there long, as she will pull out what is wrong. And that's pretty much all there is to tell about the Curse Eater. But that's all from me, so I bid you farewell. Stay safe and don't get cursed, although now you know where to go if you do. Thank you for playing. Happy birthday to my dear friend and beta tester, NLI. I I just I hate myself so much. I'm just an idiot. I can't read. I l- I just can't read. Like I don't know what's happening with me. I something's off. Something's off tonight. Oh my goodness. Well, it's fine, I guess, but yeah. But yeah, it is also an interesting concept and an interesting story. I feel like you could hmm, hmm, let's see. You could build around the story around you could build a story around it. Hmm. It's a good base point from a stories, and the lore was also very good. Hmm. 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 What an interesting. I mean, what will happen if you touch the wolf? You don't know. Maybe it'll cure him, or maybe not. Or, what if you took the knife? What would have happened if you've taken the knife and not the charm? Hmm. Hmm. A lot of it, I mean, a lot of those decisions actually come into play. So, if you want to know what happens to that very interesting story, it is just a short story. So, you can go to the description and download the game in the links. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I should always tell people that. Yeah. Subscribe. Anyway, hmm. Our last work is also kind of a doozy. It is Panacea Rebirth by Fable Novels. And I've of course I've read the work before before playing it tonight. I read it earlier, and I've noticed that it was a remake. It was a remake of another game, but this one was also very good. This one was also very good. Like I said, I mean, I I don't really, I mean, I don't often make themes for the story times, but tonight's theme was more fantasy, as you say. Monsters, werewolves, and let's see what kind of monsters we'll see in Panacea Rebirth. So, actually, this is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones, so I need to focus up for a while. Let me just drink some water and, get my brain cells working again. Because they're suffering right now. They are just suffering. Right. Okay. Be right back. The world of Essentia, a place with a number of regions, a natural environment for different species, though not everyone chooses to live wherever. Nymphaea, an aquatic area with a little coast of mermaids, nymphs, Asphodelis, where the dead become alive, they roam and wander over. Chrysanthemia, abode to the yokai, firm believers of traditions and respect. Dracana, territory of the dragons, Stealing from them is never a good call. Quercus, a vast forest where daffodilia, with village and hills and towns aplenty. Okay. Can you know what? I should retake that. I should retake that. That was so bad. Cause it was moving on faster than I thought it would. I thought I had enough time to read it. I didn't. So uh let me just let me just reset that. Scratch that take. Take two. Panacea. Rebirth. The full experience. I feel different. I feel alive. Like I'm not in my own body. Like I can take on a bunch of wolves and not get a single scratch. Like I've been reborn. The air smells cleaner, the moon looks brighter, and the stones feel rougher. I can run without getting tired. I can climb trees without breaking a sweat. I can do that and more. So much more. I try the red liquid dripping from my palms all the way down to the tips of my fingers. And it's as if all my previous worries have left me. Like they were insignificant. Like they were nothing. 'Cause nothing can possibly compare to this. This taste. It's sweet. It tastes sweet. I want more. I need more. Lacrima, what did I tell you about getting out of bed? You need to rest. But I don't want to rest. I'm bored. What about that frog detective novel you were reading? You said it was interesting, right? Maybe. Mama points at me with her open palm. Well, there you go then. Still, that doesn't mean I want to read books all day. Doing the same thing over and over gets dull. I hope you're not expecting me to let you go outside, young lady. You just had a fever last night, and I don't want a repeat of the time you slept for 2 whole days. Ah, she still won't budge on that one. But she'll have to yield to my other plan. In that case, can I help you and Papa with potion making, please? Mama puts her hand on her forehead and shakes her head. Are we really doing this again? But Mama, I even know some of your recipes by heart. From the way she looks at me, I can tell she's not gonna change her mind anytime soon. Classic Mama. I protest by turning my face away and glaring at the ground. At least I do, until I feel her patting my head. Mama bends down to get up to my eye level. Look, sweetie, I know you want to help, and believe me, I'm overjoyed that my kid is so interested in my craft. Here comes the buts. But alchemy is a very delicate art. Not to mention, it can get dangerous. You have to be extremely precise. Sometimes. Remember when your father burned his hand? I nod. Mama smiles and moves my hair to kiss my forehead. Satisfied, she starts heading over to the alchemy table until I hold the hem of her dress. Can I at least watch? I don't know, sweetie. What if something... Oh, come on, Mama. Would it kill you to give in sometimes? Why are you always so stubborn? Huh? Don't you dare use that tone with your mother, young lady. Ah, you're impossible. Now, let's take a deep breath and calm down, shall we? But Papa shows us a smile. The smile he always gives us whenever we go too far. I close my eyes and take a deep breath and let it go. I'm sorry. Papa nods. That's my girl. Then he looks at Mama. Honey? Okay, you're right. I'm sorry too. Good, very good. In between his praises, Papa kisses Mama on the top of her head. When I'm about to head to my room, he taps my shoulder. Now, how would you like to see your parents crafting a potion? Really? What, Orin? Come on now, honey. We won't use the Athener for this one. I put on my best puppy eyes. Please. Oh, alright. Yay! But you need to keep yourself warm, okay, sweetie? I nod a few times too many. I'm gonna go get my blanket. Good, but don't Lacrima! They grow up so fast, don't they? They do. And it's done. Once Papa finishes transferring the peppermint oil from the flask to the glass bottle, he corks it up. Wow, that was so cool. It was the first time they were showing me how they work in their makeshift lab. Our house isn't that big after all, so the lab and the alchemy shop are kind of merged. I call it the alchemy room. Maybe this means my days of peeking are finally over? Mama chuckles. I'm glad you're having fun, sweetie. Yes, seeing it live is so much better than the books. So this process, it purifies the medicine inside the plant, right? Exactly. Isn't it wonderful? That's the true charm of spagyric alchemy. But what about the Aethanor? Shouldn't we burn the plant's poop? Plant poop? Oh, you mean the plant residue? Well, some names are hard, okay? Papa laughs, covers the entire room, and I swear I can see Mama's shoulders shaking as well. A few seconds later, they finally compose themselves. It's not that funny. Sorry, sweetie, you just caught us off guard. You were right though. We call it calcinate the plant residue to obtain the salt sometimes. The salt? You mean that white ash thingy? Got it in one. And once we obtain this powder, we mix it with the tincture, so we extract. Got it in one. And once we obtain this powder, we mix it with the tincture we extracted from the plant. Oh, neat. But then, why didn't you do that now? Alchemy has different processes depending on what you want to obtain. For an essential oil like the one we just did, we don't really need to calcinate anything in the Aethanor. Though we'll probably save this plant residue for later. Your mother's right. When we use the alembic, we're already applying the heat source from the distillation process. The alembic? Papa gives a gentle knock to the glass flasks with long tubes. Oh, I guess I still have a lot to learn. The hanging bell right at the shop's entrance rings. Sirona? Sirona, darling, are you here? Mrs. Cooper! Yes, I'll be right there with you. Papa, I thought the shop wouldn't open until a few hours later. Did you change the schedule? Ah, no, sweetie. It's just that Mrs. Cooper asked for a special commission, and you know how hectic it can get in here when it's full of clients. But Mrs. Cooper never shuts up, and Mom is too nice to let her know she doesn't have time to gossip. Papa touches his right index fingers to his lips. Shh! What if she hears you? I roll my eyes. Classic Papa. Why don't you go back to your room, sweetie? It'll only get busier from here on, I'm afraid. More boring, you mean? Yes, Papa. He ruffles my hair and winks. That's my girl. Papa leaves to rescue Mama from Mrs. Cooper's chatter. They're both too occupied to pay me any mind. It's sneaky time. After using the windows in my room as my getaway, I make a beeline for Silver Road, one of the less traveled streets in Amberstone Village. Luckily for me, mission accomplished. Oi! Crap, it's Mr. Bouchard. Before he can actually chase me and possibly take me back to my parents, I hide right away. Oi lad, where are you? Come here, will ya? What? Lad? Oh, for the love of... I'm coming already. Jeez, I thought he was talking to me. Better keep hiding though. If they see me, I'm screwed. I just went outside for like 2 minutes, Pops. Can't you see I'm watering the night owls? Oh, they look so beautiful. Seems like Mama and Papa's potion worked well. The flowers don't look droopy anymore. I should ask them to give Devon a discount next time. Poor guy sure has it rough. I could accidentally slip a lavender oil potion in his paper bag too. Surely Mama and Papa won't notice. You're too close to the forest path. Don't you know how dangerous it is? And owls are nocturnal. What are you talking about? These youngsters these days. Devon hits his face with the palm of his hand. The flowers, not the birds, old man. And we live right in front of Silver Road. It's not like I can magically move the house. Well, I'll be. Not with that attitude. I feel the urge to roll my eyes the same way Devon is doing right now. We're not going anywhere near the dark forest, Pops. Besides, it's the middle of the day. No monster or whatever is going to come out. But, Mrs. Cooper! Gently, Devon grabs his father's shoulders and starts directing him in the opposite direction of Silver Road. Mrs. Cooper is just an old lady with a lot of imagination. Say that to my parents and 80% of the village. Besides, didn't she say her cousin's town suffered from a vampire attack last week? It doesn't make sense. Look, I doubt there are probably some dangerous creatures lurking in the woods at night, but that's why we watered the garden when it's still clear outside, Pops. Fine. Does it hurt to make some silver charms though? Yeah. Their figures get smaller and smaller until I can't see them anymore. Whew! Seems like they're gone now. I come out of my hiding spot and turn around to look at it. Hey, I guess being small has its perks. Not many people can fit into a minuscule gap between two houses, but I can. Finally, I start walking along the forest's path. I don't get what all the fuss is about. I mean, seriously? Monsters? Dangerous creatures? Rumors are so stupid. It's not like there are vampires or werewolves living in the dark forest, I think. Whatever. At least Nox isn't one of them for sure. He has one too many feathers. All this hiding and sneaking made me arrive a bit later than usual. Did Devon really have to water his flowers just as I was passing by? Oh well. Now, which way was it again? Forward, right, forward, forward. As I get closer to the massive oak, my surroundings become more and more alive. The green leafy plants, the soaring trees, the fragrant flowers with colorful petals, birds flapping their wings as they make themselves comfortable on top of a branch, a chirping group of insects which sound like they're singing a song, the hoot of an owl, maybe even a few more. Knox, it's me! Are you there? No answer. Knox? Still nothing. Just the wind hitting a few branches. That's really strange. He usually greets me right away. Did the owls not tell him I'm here? Tell who? Ah! Is that a human greeting I do not know of? Very funny. Now, can you help me get up? Alright, alright. Knox offers me his right hand and I extend my own to take it, but grab his wrist instead. What? And pull. Gotcha! Why am I not surprised? When I feel a tug on my arm, I realize my short victory is over. Whoa! And just like that, I'm back on my feet. I should have known you were going to pull another one of your schemes. Literally. I was so close. Why don't you ever take off your hood? I want to see your face. Please. I show him my best puppy eyes. Let me think. No. Hey. As my last resort, I try to catch his hood by jumping while waving my arms around. Ha! Yeah! You're a very persistent, Droplet. Stop hopping like a cricket before you get tired yourself. I'm not tired. Sure, and my middle name is Hootie. Really? No, dingus. Come on, stop jumping. Fine. Huffing, I make my way to the oak tree and sit down with my arms crossed. Honestly, kids these days. Not even a minute passes before Knox sits down by my side and rests his back on the trunk. You seem especially moody today. It is also rather odd that you try to take off my hood so insistently. You usually let it go after your first shenanigan fails. What is the matter, Droplet? Oh, nothing much. Just my parents. Same old, same old. It's too dangerous, sweetie. You have to rest, sweetie. Can't you see we're too busy, sweetie? I thought it would be different today, you know? It's the first time in ages they actually spent more time with me than that stupid shop. And even then, all they allowed me to do was watch. Not to mention Mrs. Cooper had to come and ruin everything. I just wish they would listen to me sometimes. I know I'm a kid who knows no better, but how am I supposed to grow up if all they do is hide me away? If they never let me do anything? For starters, if I hadn't sneaked out of the house, I would have never met you. I pause, trying to catch my breath. Knox doesn't say anything, though I can hear him getting closer to me. Is it that shameful to have a sixth daughter? To spend time with her? Is it that shameful to have a sick daughter? To spend time with her? I feel like I'm never a priority. Like I'm always second to their customers, to their potions. Nox pats my head softly. I do not know much about human interaction, but you are always welcome here if you ever feel lonely, Droplet. Hmm. I grab onto his cape. I could convince the Night Watchers to come play too. Ah. Better? A lot. I'm sorry I cried so much, and thank you. I do not mind. Though, I must say, you do make honor to your name, eh? The first time I met you, you were crying here, in front of this very oak tree. If I remember correctly, you were lost, were you not? You filled my cape with snot that time as well. Are you calling me a crybaby? Why do you think I call you Droplet? Ah, stop teasing me. Whatever do you mean? Maybe I should start calling you Hootie. Absolutely not. Once the serious talk is over, we chat about trivial matters and play a few games together. I noticed Nox's ear-like tufts twitching, as if he had heard something. What's wrong? You should go back. It is evening already. Really? Wow. Time goes by super fast when you're having fun. But how can you tell? This forest is, well, it's always dark, no pun intended. His ears twitch once more. I have my ways. Okay. I get on my feet and pat my clothes to get rid of the dirt. You're right, I should head back before my parents realize I'm not actually in my room. Want me to take you home? It's okay. You shouldn't leave your owl friends alone. You know, it is not just the Night Watchers that live here, right? And it would not be a problem if I just leave for a few minutes. I know, but it's okay. I can get there if I run. For my sake, please try not to do that. I do not want to find you passed out at the entrance again. You sound like a worried older brother. If only. You are far too stubborn and weepy to be my sister. Hey, well, you talk like an old man. Maybe so. Come on, Droplet. Or you will seriously make your parents worried. I know. Nox turns around and greets me with a nonchalant raised hand before disappearing into the woods. Okay, not too long until I reach the village. I won't even have to run. Nox was worried over nothing. Huh? What was that? What was that? Nox? I take a step in the direction of the noise, and another, and another, and another. Close enough to make my skin crawl. Some feathers are on the ground. Nox? Is that you? This isn't funny anymore. My feet stop behind a group of monstera plants. I touch the leaves with the intention of shifting them to the side. But a watery, slightly thick texture catches me off guard. I look at my hands. Blood. I take a step back. Damn it. Whatever is on the other side of the bushes starts getting closer. Run! Choose your path quickly or you will die. The adrenaline comes in a rush. I won't stop running. I can't stop running. Don't hesitate. Run forward. The branches claw at my arms and legs. Go faster. Run forward. The speed becomes a violent gust. My sense of direction is all over the place. Faster. Run left. My feet are on fire. It's getting harder to breathe. Faster. Run forward. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Hide in the space between two houses. Spotting a space between two nearby houses, I get inside and try to make myself as small as possible. I don't move. I don't speak. I don't even breathe. I better get home quick. My forehead's cold. Is that someone's hand? Who is it? It feels nice. Where? My body's sluggish, my forehead throbbing. I'm lying down and covered from neck to toe. There's a faint scent of lavender on the sheets. My bed? The hand on my forehead slides to my cheek. It's Mama's hand. I lean on it while she caresses me. Shh, it's alright. You can go back to sleep. Or do you want to eat something? I grimace slightly. Not hungry. Very well. But you have to eat something when you wake up and take your medicine, okay, sweetie? I don't have the energy to frown, but I try my best to protest anyway. No, don't wanna sleep. Potion making. Stubborn, even with a fever. Look, we'll talk about it when we're feeling better, alright? Maybe you can watch your papa and me working with the Athanor this time. Really? Mama kisses my forehead. Really? My eyes close before I can voice a reply. Is it morning? Dang it. Of course Mama was right. I really feel a lot better now. Well, mostly, my body's all numb. Just how much did I sleep? I moved my arms around for a bit to make the numbness wear off. Whew. Finally, out of bed. I guess there really are dark creatures lurking in the forest. Was Nox trying to warn me about them? No, stop. Don't think that. Me? It's just a silly rumor. I eagerly shake my head. It's probably just an animal. Yeah. A nocturnal animal that happened to eat a bird. That's hopefully not one of Nox's friends. Like a wolf. Werewolf? Yeah. I'm definitely visiting Nox in the morning from now on. Don't want to be someone's dinner. I wonder if Mama made breakfast yet. I could go visit Nox after eating. I'm starving. And maybe tomorrow she'll let me help with potion making. I spot Mama and Papa standing next to the Athanor. Ma, what are we going to do, Oren? It's getting worse. It's going to be okay, honey. Papa opens his arms for a hug, but Mama slaps his hands away. Okay? Oh, are you being serious right now, Oren? It's getting worse every day. You know it better than anyone. How can you tell it's going to be okay? Her voice breaks at the end. There are tears in the corner of her eyes. You're right. I'm sorry, honey. This time, Mama doesn't reject the hug. You know, there might actually be a way. Remember Mr. Bouchard's son? Devin? Ah, he bought some medicine for his flowers a few days ago, didn't he? Exactly, and the thing is, he asked if he could have the recipe for it. What? Oren, you know alchemists don't reveal. In exchange for information about a certain ingredient. Well, it seems Devon won't be needing that discount after all. Trying to be as silent as possible, I walk past the alchemy room and sneak into the kitchen. I didn't think he was that kind of person. What the heck? Does he know how hard it is for my parents to come up with some of the recipes? What a dirtbag. He better only be asking for that one recipe or I'll fill his front door with mud. I'll just grab some bread. Maybe some for Knox and his friends too. It can be my bribe to take me home if it gets too late. Bread on hand, I close the cabinet door and tiptoe to my room where my window escape route awaits. Well, I guess it's not called the dark forest for nothing. But it's morning, so that should still count, right? Just because the place isn't very light doesn't mean nocturnal animals will suddenly appear during the day, right? Time to find Nox and casually stick to his side. And definitely not because I'm scared. Definitely not. I hold the bread I took from the kitchen close to my chest. Nox, I'm here. Please don't tell me he's going to do it again. I brought this bread this time, so I wouldn't try to scare anyone if I were you. And by anyone, I mean me. Knox? I wait a couple of minutes, but there's still no answer. That's really weird. Where did he go? No matter how much I walk, no matter how much I look, Knox is nowhere to be found. I should just go back home for today. No, why now? This stupid body. The dizziness and fatigue make me lose my balance. Ah! Someone catches me in their arms. A boy with green hair and very distinctive eyes. His ears are pointy. His skin has a pale and sky blue tone. His nails are sharp. I can feel them right where he's holding me. This boy isn't human. And he isn't like Knox either. But he's just as beautiful. Can you put me down now, please? Ah, sorry. Once my feet are touching the ground, I take a few steps back. Who are you? Were you following me? Yes. No. Which one is it? Confess. I may have been reading too many detective novels lately. The boy gulps and grabs his left arm. Kinda? Anyways, I promise it wasn't anything bad. It's just, well, you seemed to be looking for Knox and then I was wobbling. I saw you wobbling and... Wait, you're friends with Knox? That's great! Why didn't you just say so Ah, that means you heard me yelling to the oak tree like an idiot. I know I know the forest isn't empty, but still. To answer your questions, yes, we're friends. I didn't say anything before because I seemed like a weird conversation starter. And I heard you yelling at the oak tree. Just let me crawl into a hole and disappear. Oh, and that's right, you asked me who I was before, yes? Well, my name is Angus. I'm Lacrima. It's nice to meet you, Angus. Sorry about before, I was a little on edge. I don't mind. Are you okay though? You were wobbling and panting a lot. I'm fine. If you say so. Hold on. You said saw me yelling at the oak tree, right? That was hours ago. Why didn't you say anything? Well, you see, I'm a little awkward with first meetings. You don't say. It's not funny. Sorry, that's not it. It's just... I can't believe I was scared of him for a second. You're so cute. Personally, I think that word suits you better. Angus fiddles with his coat and takes something from it. Like this moonflower. They're rare and a bit hard to find since they only blossom with the light of a full moon, but I think they're worth it. Our fingers brush against each other and when I accept the gift. His hand is a bit cold. Is it because he's not human? Thank you. Angus gives a little nod. So do you come here often? Shit. Why did that sound like a pickup line? Thankfully, Angus doesn't seem to take it that way. Sometimes, I mostly come when Gramps is out of ingredients for his potions. Oh my god! Your grandpa's an alchemist? That's right. And I'm his apprentice. That's so cool! My parents are alchemists too! Really? As we lose track of time, Angus and I keep rambling on and on about our similar interests. Sorry, I think I should head home now. This forest makes it a bit harder to notice, but I'm pretty sure it's getting darker. Ah, you're right, it's already evening. I was having so much fun I didn't notice how late it got. Oh, and by the way, thank you for sharing your... Oh, by the way, thank you for sharing your bread with me. It was really good. Delicacy from my papa. And I had lots of fun too. We should definitely do this again sometime. Lacrima! Don't worry, I have something for shortness of breath. I'm... fine. Don't be stupid. You're not fine at all. His hands rummages through his cape until he finds a potion with a transparent pink color. With the help of one of his arms, Angus tilts my head back slightly. He uses his other hand to put the mouth of the bottle on my lips. Some of the liquid spills. Damn it! Sorry about that! Before I can muster up an answer, his lips press against mine. My mouth opens slightly, and I feel the potion sliding down my throat. What are... The effect is almost instantaneous. My head is clearer. My full breath is back. This might be even more effective than Mama and Papa's potions. Are you okay? God, you scared me to death. Thank you, Angus. I'm really fine now. I'm so glad. Anyways, sorry about, It's okay. By any chance, did the potion have peppermint? Oh yeah, it's a blend of different herbs, but peppermint is one of them. It also has ginger oil to make the effect much stronger. I even helped Gramps come up with the recipe. That's so cool! I could give you a list of ingredients if you want. Though I'm not sure why it's pink. Are you sure you should be telling me though? Alchemists' recipes are top secret. Ah, now that you mention it. How about this? Once we get to know each other a little better, if you give me the recipe for this potion, I'll give you ones of mine I have too. Equivalent exchange. What do you think? Sounds good to me. That means we can see each other again. I turn my head towards the bits of sky peeking through the tree crowns. It's darker than before. Sorry, I should really get going now. Ah, right. Do you want me to go with you? I can't accompany you all the way though. Not all humans are nice as you and Gramps. Don't worry, Angus. I'm not very far from my village. But, do you think you could give me some directions to the east side of the forest? Looking for Nox made me take a different route that I'm used to, and now I don't know how to get back. I'm pretty sure I went on the left road first, but after that... You first headed left, then you started walking in circles. But from here, you should... But from here, you should be able to reach your village just fine if you walk straight down the first two paths. Then you'll need to turn east. And finally, forward once again. Thank you! I hope we can meet again soon. Me too. It's a promise then. Angus gives a little wave before leaving. I can't hear his footsteps anymore. How did he disappear so quickly? Is he a cat? Now that I think about it, I didn't sense it before either, when he caught me in his arms. Maybe I can ask him next time. Okay, walk down the first path. 3 more to go. I hope I can still make it to dinner. As my legs start getting sore, I decide to stretch them a little by bending forward and touching my toes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good enough. Something moves in the corner of my eye, just as I stand up straight. Oh, what? Then I see it. A dark, shadow-like figure with red liquid dripping down their chin, drinking someone's blood, feeding off one of the villagers. A leech, a bloodsucker, a vampire. Choose your path quickly or you will die. My survival instincts kick in. Run. Run as fast as you can. I can sense their eyes on my back. I'm being followed. Run forward. My legs feel like lead, but I don't stop running. To run right. My lungs burn with each breath, but I run faster. Just a little more. Just a little more. Run forward. I need to hide, quick! Hide in the space between 2 houses. I try not to trip over myself. I hide in a small gap between 2 nearby houses. The same place as the last time. My hands won't stop shaking. I bite my lip to prevent me from screaming. Is it gone? Keep hiding. Better hurry home. I think I'm safe. My thirst is killing me though. I should get a glass of water. Where the hell have you been? Before I can reach the kitchen, I see Mama standing in the center of the alchemy room with her arms crossed. She does not look happy. Do you have any idea how worried your father and I were? Wait, Mama, I can Oh, really? Go ahead then. Explain. Well, not too far away, Papa watches us from behind the table while he slowly taps on it with his finger. He isn't smiling either. I needed to go see my friend. I don't appreciate it when you lie to me, Lacrima. But I'm not lying. You know what isn't a lie? The fact that you went outside
specifically when I told you not to. The fact that you put your life in danger knowing full well what the consequences were. Everything is dangerous to you. Forget going outside or helping with potions and medicine. You don't even let me cook or clean. You don't let me do anything. A stupid scarecrow has more life than me. It's for your own safety, Lacrima. How can you compare yourself to a scarecrow? They don't have a beating heart like you do, and don't get fevers like you do. I already I was already feeling better from that fever. Why do you have to make such a big deal for sleeping only 2 days? Because it wasn't only 2 days. You slept for a whole week. I bite my lip. I I don't care. What? I don't care anymore. I hate this. I hate this stupid, sickly body. I just want to feel alive. Enough. I am very disappointed in you, Lacrima. Go back to your room. Papa covers his face in his hands and lets out a big sigh. Mama walks towards him and pats his shoulder, not sparing me so much as a glance. They don't look at me. They don't want to look at me. I can't sleep. Mama and Papa are still awake. To make myself as small as possible, I squat behind the barely open door that leads to the alchemy room. Too harsh. Apologize to her. My parents speak softly that I can only make out bits of their conversation. I crawl to the open side of the door. If only we could ask Devin again to make sure. I can't believe he disappeared so suddenly like that. He did seem a little weird when he told us about the moonflower. I hope he's safe. Moonflower? Do you really think it'll work, Warren? I don't know, but we have to try. If it fails, it'll just be another failed attempt. If it works, the potion will finally cure her. I just hope we manage to get it safely. The dark forest is too dangerous, especially at night. We have to take the risks, honey. If we don't find it tomorrow, we'll need to wait until the next full moon. I don't think we have the luxury to wait anymore. I sit on my bed and hold my chin with an index finger and thumb. The moonflower. That's the flower Angus gave me as a gift. But I'm pretty sure I lost it when I was running away from that thing. And Devin, if you really went missing, then. The wind outside makes the window of my room rattle slightly. Unlike before, it now has a chain held together by a lock. Well, it was to be expected. Mama, Papa, no matter how dangerous it is for me, I can't let you take that risk. You haven't seen what I saw. I look at the novel on top of my nightstand that reads The Adventures of Detective Gidget. I open it and take Mama's hairpin, one I've been using as a bookmark. I'm going to need your lock picking skills tomorrow, Gid. Mama, Papa, I'm sorry. The night of the full moon. I made it! Better get started. Moonflowers only blossom during the full moon night, so The minutes keep passing as I search every nook and cranny. It's not here. What am I missing? Are there any other places in the woods reached by moonlight? Hmm? Here! A small group of flowers lies in full bloom around the root flare of the oak tree, showing off their white petals, glistening like droplets of water. Children of the shining orbs in the sky, moonflowers. Using the apron on top of my skirt, I make an improvised sack. Better hurry up. I don't want to stay here too long. Okay, this much should be enough for a potion. I wish I could have seen Nox and Angus. Who knows when I'll be able to come back here again. What a pesky little lamb. I wouldn't touch a single hair on that girl if I were you. Is that supposed to be a threat? Take it as you will. I am sure you understand the concept. You think I'm scared of you, Owl? Don't make me laugh. I can kill you and your ridiculous night watchers whenever I fucking want. Oh, have you already forgotten what I ate for dinner a few nights ago? And yet, you couldn't even catch up to a small, sickly child. Spare me the mocking, Owl. You may be strong here, or should I say competent. But I dare you try leaving the woods. Then we'll see who is worse than literal garbage. Now, for your own good, I suggest you stay the hell out of my way. There are still a few lights in the village. Dinner time isn't quite over yet. And most importantly, there's no one on Silver Road who's seen me come out of the woods. I bow my head and gaze at the flowers in my apron sack. It was hard. Everything is sore and I'm exhausted. And yet, with this, we'll finally be able to make up. I'm filled with pride. I did it. I really did. You should have been more careful, little lamb. You humans are so naive. Ah! His fangs sink deep into my skin. It's forceful, it's violent, it's painful. More than the constant fatigue, more than the few fevers and palpitations, more than the shortness of breath. It hurts. It hurts so much. He drinks it with vigor, with intent. The disgusting sensation of my blood leaving my body leaves me weak in the knees. I struggle in his arms, but I can't beat his brutal strength. He doesn't stop. He becomes more eager, desperate. My vision starts getting blurry. What the fuck? What's with this shitty blood? I'm not getting full. I thought young blood was supposed to be better. Or is it just this useless human? Just my luck. Just my fucking luck. If I had known this child's blood was so useless, I wouldn't have gotten rid of my human slave. What a fucking drag. I don't need this weakling. There better be something worth in this sorry ass village. Hmm, maybe this child's mother. I bet she'll be worth my time. You talk too much. Did no one ever teach you to keep secrets to yourself? Pathetic. I feel different. I feel alive. Like I'm not in my own body. Like I can take on a bunch of wolves and not get a single scratch. Like I've been reborn. The air smells cleaner. The moon looks brighter. The stones feel rougher. I can run without getting tired. I can climb trees without breaking a sweat. I can do that and more. So much more. I tried the red liquid dripping from my palms all the way down to the tips of my fingers, and as if all my previous worries have left me, like they were insignificant, like they were nothing, because nothing can possibly compare to this. This taste. It's sweet. It tastes sweet. I want more. I need more. Might as well be this piece of trash. Well, aren't you glad? At least your blood isn't nasty. I'd rather not look at your face though. Seems like I've got company. Alarmed by the sudden commotion, several villagers start gathering outside their homes. Some hide, others yell. The bravest ones even threaten me. None of them dare to approach. I wonder how their blood tastes. No, no, no. What the hell am I thinking? I notice Mr. Bouchard among the crowd. You murdered my son! No, no, it was him! I pointed a vampire on the ground. Look, she's trying to blame the victim of her slaughter. How awful. Scary. If I hadn't done anything, he would have killed me instead. Liar. I saw you murder him in cold blood. Murderer. The horde screams uncontrollably. Liar. Murderer. Get away from the village. Most of them throw insults and raise their fist in the air. Others hold a weapon to look more intimidating. It's not just fear. It's outrage. It's anger. Where's Mama and Papa? They'll understand. I'll just have to As I turn to look behind me, I notice them standing a bit farther away from the crowd. Horrified, frozen, and most of all, afraid. Afraid of me. Freak! Murderer! Monster! 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 Just come off already. Having run for a while, I take a break by a pond near the oak tree to clean myself up. Although, most of the blood is gone and persistent stain finally gives in after scrubbing it for a while. I can't get rid of the smell. Damn it. A small and green snake slides by my side and sinks its face into the water, creating ripples when it drinks. I guess you were thirsty. I pet I pet its head. The snake seems to appreciate it and then kisses my hand with its slithering tongue. You kinda remind me of someone. Once it has its fill of affection, it slides into the nearby bushes. What do you want, Nox? I merely came to check up on you. Check up on me? Check up on me? Don't you think it's already a little too late for that? I am sorry that I could not make it in time. Quercus is an extremely vast area, and it was not the first vampire attack we have had in the last few days. Sometimes I have to deal with werewolves and other creatures as well, and the Night Watchers cannot cover the whole region by themselves. They even lost their lives in the process sometimes. I cover my face with my hands. Forest guardian rules and all that stuff. I know, I get it. You have priorities, responsibilities, and you can't just take care of everyone, especially not a human girl. Ah, well, a former human girl. just just leave me alone. I'm a mess right now. I'm sorry. Usually, it is not my place to intervene in scuffles between humans and creatures, much less if it's between humans themselves. Not unless there is a direct link to Quercus, that is. Stop. Just, please, just stop. I told you I get it already. Nox holds a palm in the air. And yet, I somehow got attached to a human, who I came to see as my little sister. How could I not care? Nox, I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. What's the point of not being sick if my parents think I'm a monster? Everything. It's all too much. I'm scared. And now I'm all alone. You were not alone, little droplet. For the first time since I've known Nox, he takes his cape off. Just like Angus, his eyes are unusual, yet very pretty. Just like a bird, his wings are tucked in behind his back. The fabric of his cape gets draped over me. It is warm, soft, and for some reason, it adjusts to my frame. I want you to keep this. I can't. Isn't it important to you? It is, but you are more so. Okay, I'll treasure it, I promise. His hand ruffles my hair. But what about you? Do not worry, I can always make another one. Okay, Lacrima. He doesn't use droplet this time. You asked me before, what were you supposed to do? Well, that really depends on you. Well, that really depends on you. Huh? What is it you wish to do? I want to become human again. My illness probably went away after I became a vampire. But If I can find a way to regain my humanity, I'll be able to see my parents again. 'Cause right now,
They're scared of you.
yes, but their fear wouldn't be unjustified if I lost control. Well, it'd be bad.
That means you won't be able to see them for a long time.
More like never again. I don't think it's reversible.
There is a way.
What? Really?
You are familiar with alchemy. Have you ever heard of the panacea?
The cure-all medicine? Well, I did read about it in one of my parents' books, but isn't that just a myth? Plus, I think it's only meant for humans.
It is not a myth, and it can cure non-humans as well. I have seen it with my own eyes.
Are you sure? Where can I find it?
Therein lies the issue.
What do you mean?
For obvious reasons, the panacea is thought by many, especially the recipe. It is not something that can be out of. It can't. For obvious reasons, the panacea is sought by many, especially the recipe. It is not something that can be out and about for all to see. The the elixir, or more accurately, the ones who make the elixir, are found inside an intriguing hotel, one that cannot be found effortlessly. It is hidden and even tends to change locations so as not to remain in the stagnant place.
I guess no alchemist wants to reveal their secrets easily.
Precisely.
I guess this means goodbye for now.
I am afraid so. But I have faith that I will see my little sister again. And with the with that cape, there will always be part of me that will accompany you in your travels. I jump into his arms and hug him tightly. Nox embraces me back and caresses my hair.
I'll come visit.
Then I will wait patiently for your return. With one last squeeze, I take a step back and start running in the opposite direction. The flapping of wings and hoots of owls sends me his message. See you later. Panacea Rebirth. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, no. Oh, I really love the concept of that game, honestly. It was hmm, like I said, it was I would love to I would love to uh I would love to seek of the I would love to look at the source material first and how should I say it? And how uh shit. I'm an idiot. I don't even know what words to say. I don't know why. I This was an off night. This was a very off night. I did not read very well tonight. I want to delete the VOD because it was just embarrassing. It was embarrassing. No, what I said was I would love to RPG Maker. Okay, here we go. Demo. Oh, so it's only a demo. Has this ever become a real game? honestly, I mean, I let's see, related games. No, wait, what? Oh, okay, because it's a vampire story, I guess. Or is it? Are there any other games that's like Okay, no, it's just I really love the interest. I mean, the rebirth one is actually just the universe or the world is already made. So I'm very interested in. Of course, this is a future project. I would say is that I would love to make a hmm. Okay, I'll just say it. I would love to make a D&D campaign based on this world. That's what I want to do. That's honestly that's one of those things that I would love to do. Just a D&D, just a D&D. Wait, sorry. Oh, I got distracted. But yeah, just a D&D, just a D&D kind of cuz I mean the like I said, like I'm really enamored of the world. And of course, I've also thought about making a campaign about something similar to this. Something very similar to this type of game. Because before then, I was very interest or one of my favorite games of all time is a PS2 game called uh, Radiata Stories. I almost forgot its name, right? Radiata Stories, right? And it had kind of the same concept of all of the other all of the regions are separated by what kind of creatures are living in it. So it's like a fairy tale creatures are the fairy tale creatures are living in their independent countries or places or islands. So I would really love to, so that's like the concept that's always been on my mind, but I've just been too lazy to actually flesh it out. But this one is already insanely. This one has already been fleshed out. Not really fleshed out, I guess, but this one is already an existing world or a world that already exists. So I mean, I would love to. Who? Oh, oh, okay. So it's the same person. Oh, okay. I really would love. I really would love to. I really would love to. I would love to talk. You know what? I should DM this person. I should DM this person, and I don't know what I should say. Honestly, like, hey, I guess yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, I should send this person a DM. I should send this person a DM, and I mean, we'll see. Just we'll see next time. Anyway, I'm extremely I apologize for tonight. I was just reading. My reading was very off tonight, so I apologize. I was using bad voices and whatever. I would yeah, no. I'll just see you guys next time. Goodbye.
and good night, everyone.